Deadpool 3 has a major problem, as the film is already shaping up to not be able to meet any expectations set by various outside factors. So let's talk about ultimately why many people will be disappointed with Deadpool 3. Now again, how disappointed you are will vary, and there's going to be different mileage for everybody. What we're here to talk about is the sort of expectations that everybody has built up in their head now that can't possibly be met. They definitely will not be surpassed unless you temper your expectations. But for example, we know that a bunch of former Marvel actors are returning to play specific roles that they've played before. But for every one that's been confirmed, there's at least 5 that are not confirmed that are rumored. And these rumors were started by the very same people that also got some of these other castings right. But unfortunately, what a lot of people don't understand and miss is the fact that many of these scoops and reports were just sort of a throw it at the dartboard and see what sticks. And when you threw out 100 and 8 ended up sticking because you threw out everything, that's great. But what about the other 90 plus that you missed, right? Some people are still built up on these expectations. And that builds up this sort of level of you can't deliver what people want. And we've seen this multiple times recently. We saw this with WandaVision. We saw this with Loki Season 1, elements of it a little in Season 2. But we also saw this prominently and the most effective in terms of disappointment with Multiverse of Madness. Going into that film, the final 3 weeks in the lead up, all these insiders were saying Ghost Rider, 2 Ghost Riders, no, 3 Ghost Riders, 2 Professor X's, Wolverine, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Venom. You're going to see everything. And then when the film came out, a lot of people were disappointed saying there's not enough cameos. It wasn't madness like they promised. They're like, we were supposed to get a madness worth of multiverses and so many different characters. When that was never the promise. That was the narrative formed by people making a monetary gain on scooping. So there's a lot of people that don't like Doctor Strange 2 because they didn't get Avengers Endgame level portal of look at every character possible. And we're now in that same position with Deadpool 3. Chris Evans is appearing as Human Torch. Trust us, bro. When he doesn't, you're going to be disappointed. Tobey Maguire is appearing as the Foxman version of Spider-Man. When he doesn't, you're going to be disappointed. And it's a cycle that's never ending. And unfortunately, this thing has gotten so far out of hand that I legitimately look at Deadpool 3 and just talking to some casual people that I know. You know, they're not the ones that will ever watch a YouTube video on it. They're the ones that are just picking up, like, things that they might overhear. Or somebody says, or they're scrolling by and go, oh, cool. Both Quicksilvers are going to be in Deadpool 3. And that's what they automatically think is true. So going into that product, they got in the back of their mind that they're going to see a lot more. And suddenly they don't. And when I asked one of my friends, I was like, so what are you most excited for in Deadpool 3? His reply was, and I quote, to see what Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man does. And I asked why, and he goes, oh, there was a thing I saw on a website. And I was like, oh, okay. And that was the end of that. So be warned, you're probably going to be disappointed.